Well, I can't imagine having grown up anyplace else except the Southwest. And I actually am a ranch girl. I grew up on a cattle ranch over on the Arizona-New Mexico border along the Gila River. And that's about as remote as you can get if you were thinking of the U.S. Supreme Court. You wouldn't be thinking of it from that ranch. We called it the Lazy Bee because the brand was a capital B lying down, which made it lazy. And that's where I grew up. And it was started out there by my grandfather Day in about 1880. And my father then took over management of the ranch and was doing that all through the years that I grew up. And it was such a fun place to grow up. The only problem was school, because we didn't have a school nearby, and to drive into Lordsburg or Duncan to go to school every day was just impractical. And my mother didn't really think the schools were that good in Duncan or Lordsburg, the nearest little towns. So instead, they packed me off to El Paso, Texas, where I had grandparents who were living in El Paso. And that was fine. The only problem was that my grandmother, Wilkie, was a nonstop talker. And if her eyes were open, her lips were moving. And that created quite a problem all those years, but somehow we survived. And I graduated from grade school and high school in El Paso.
Made you a good listener though, right?
I think it must have. But we had one kind of amazing day while I was there. We had a visit to the Miss Radford School for Girls, where I was going, by Eleanor Roosevelt. And that was pretty exciting. And so we all put on our best dresses and got out there at the crack of dawn to be out on the street when the limousine drove up with Eleanor Roosevelt in it. And the one thing was that I did not dare tell my father. He didn't like Franklin Roosevelt. And if there was anything he didn't like more, it was Eleanor. And so I did not dare ever mention that she was coming to my school. So somehow I got through it. I don't know how, but I never mentioned it to my father.